All right, everybody. Good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. And I know that it is a little bit late to be doing this video, and I know that this video series I do doesn't really tend to pull in a lot of interest, but I want to go ahead and post it anyway, just in case there is anybody out there who was curious. This is the college football watch schedule for this week, recommended based purely on prospects that are going to be playing in each game. So if you don't have a team, but you just want to watch the most intriguing future NFL players play, this is how I would navigate things. Now, here's the thing. It's already Friday night. Excuse me. So therefore, we already have some games going on. And some of the games that happened tonight or are happening right now as I record this video are actually pretty compelling, but I wasn't able to get this video out until now, so oh well. So this video is just going to be about what happens tomorrow, Saturday, all the college football. All right. 60 seconds to talk about Sleeper. Be right back. Before I go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. If you're not using the Sleeper app this year for daily fantasy football, you are missing out. Take a look on the left side of your screen. Look at all the great stuff you can pick on over there. Let's put together an entry for this weekend. Here is mine. I've got Bijan Robinson scoring an anytime touchdown. Atlanta's offense is due for a breakout after last week's tremendous disappointment, scoring 0 points. I got Micah Parsons getting at least half a sack against the Cowboys. How is he not going to get a sack in that game? It's a revenge game for him. I got Rome Odunze with at least 59 receiving yards. He's feeling it right now. He's going up against the Raiders. Think he's going to do well. And I got DK Metcalf after two relatively slow games, getting at least 51 yards. Pittsburgh's having trouble running the ball. Time for DK to bust a big play or two. Get on over to Sleeper, put together your entry. You can get a $100 match on your first deposit with promo code SBN. Terms and conditions apply. Back to the video. All right, welcome back. So yeah, Saturday only, and it's a really good Saturday, which is why I did want to go ahead and post this video, even though I know that it's kind of late. Tomorrow is very good, and the morning isn't that good. I feel like the morning's good, but things get better as the day goes on. I feel. And when I say that, I don't just mean in terms of prospects. In terms of prospects, I mean in terms of the quality of the games. We're going to learn a lot tomorrow about a lot of teams. But the morning, we have 9 a.m. USC versus Illinois. This is a good game in terms of prospects and the actual game itself. Well, USC has two really good wide receivers. They got Ramsey at safety, and they got Anthony Lucas at edge. I like that crew. It's a pretty good crop of talent. And then Illinois, you've got Jacques. I've talked about him already a couple times this year. Scott at safety and Luke Altmaier at quarterback. Altmaier might be the most interesting day 3 quarterback in this class right now. So anyway, this game's on Fox. Pretty easy to get. 9 a.m. Across from that, we have Notre Dame versus Arkansas. And I haven't really talked about Arkansas this year. They're not great. They do have a little bit going on there. Notre Dame is pretty compelling, though. They've got Love, the running back. And by the way, their backup running back is now starting to gain some traction as well as a legitimate prospect. They got 2 tackles, Wagner and Jaguska. And Arkansas does have a really nice edge player, Rhodes Jr., and they also have Fernando Carmona at guard. Don't know if there's a ton of interest there for the Seahawks, but we have players that are compelling. ABC, so Notre Dame versus Arkansas. That's not a bad game either. Notre Dame already has 2 losses, so it's not super compelling, but I don't get the sense they're a bad team. All right, afternoon now. We move to the afternoon. We got more good games. It starts to get really interesting with LSU versus Ole Miss. This is a very important game for college football this year, but for our purposes, there's a lot of good prospects here. We have Nussmeier. We have the Patrick Payton, the edge rusher. Harold Perkins and Weeks at linebacker, and then we have Mansour Delane at corner. Sorry about my cough, by the way. It's flaring up a little bit right now, but LSU, very strong. And by the way, LSU, not high level. They do have a couple wide receivers on that team as well that are interesting. The Anderson guys. I don't know if they're brothers, but they're both named Anderson. Both those guys are interesting. And Ole Miss has Perkins at linebacker. They've got Harris at nose. And Princely Umanmielen, he's kind of lost his shine, but he is still there at edge. So that's on ABC. The other 12:30 game, which is also good, is Auburn versus Texas A&M. Auburn, this shines off the apple a little bit because they lost Oklahoma, but that's not a bad team at all. And there are still good players on that team that I like. Singleton at wide receiver is really interesting. Love Connor Lew at center. Falk might be a top 10 pick. And then A&M, they've got plenty of great stuff on that team. Concepcion, Zune, Howell at edge is very intriguing to me. York at linebacker. So that's on ESPN at 12:30 across from the LSU game. Very good game. Very interesting game. Want to see what happens next here. For sure. Even if Auburn ends up not being a great team this year, I think they have a pretty stacked set of top-end talent. All right. Then we get to the late afternoon, early evening slate. Probably the game of the day, Oregon versus Penn State. This one's going to go a long way in deciding things this year in college football, and there are a ton of good prospects. Now, Mekhi Hughes is one of them, and I don't know what's going on with Mekhi Hughes. I don't know if he exists anymore. He is still considered to be a top prospect, but he's not really playing. I don't know when or if that's going to change. But even without him, Oregon has a lot of guys. They've got 3 guys on the offensive line. They've got maybe the best tight end in this class. Ugalele at edge, Thieneman at safety. And then they're going up against Penn State, and Penn State's loaded with good prospects too. Drew Allar is one of the top quarterbacks. They got 2 running backs that I think are going to be day 2 picks. Left tackle, Shelton, Durant, Denise Sutton at edge. I still really like Denise Sutton. They got a cornerback. So that's going to be 4:30 on NBC and Peacock. Very good game. So that is a monstrous, monstrous one. And this next one's pretty big too. I don't think Alabama's great this year, but they could fight their way back into it. And then you got Georgia on the other side. 4:30. We all know about all the talent Alabama has, although some of these guys may not play in this game. They got Brailsford, who is very compelling as a Seahawks fan, and Roberts whenever he gets back. Same with Keenan the third. I like him, but we need to see him play. Overton, LT Overton, still a big fan of him. And Georgia, they've got a Branch at receiver. They've got a nose tackle of their own. They've got CJ Allen at linebacker. What's his name? Darian. I think it's Darian or Davian Everett at corner. So that's on ABC at 4:30. So this right here, Oregon versus Penn State, Alabama versus Georgia, that is a monstrous 1-2 in the late afternoon. And finally, last interesting game of the day that you can squeeze in here, the nightcap, BYU versus Colorado. And hear me out here. BYU actually has 3 draftable guys, in my opinion. They got a wide receiver, I think his name is Chase Roberts, LJ Martin at running back, and Keanu Tanuvasa. I like those guys. And Colorado, DJ McKinney at corner should be a day 2 pick. And Jaheim Otis at nose tackle has a chance to get drafted. So it's not that bad. 7:15, so should be starting right near the end of Oregon versus Penn State and Alabama versus Georgia on ESPN. Not bad. All right. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Just wanted to go ahead and do this, even though I understand that I missed the Friday games, but so be it. Hey, if you're watching this video right after its upload, go check out what's going on in the games right now. I think Florida State is still playing. They're good. I don't know about their NFL prospect levels, but they're a good team. All right, see you guys later.